Turkey has had a complex and strained relationship with Syria in recent years, and all these stems from the 2011 Syrian Civil War, which created tensions between the two countries. Moreover, Turkey has also been accused of supporting rebel groups in Syria, and this further complicates the dynamic. The events that erupted in Syria in March 2011 have transformed into a major conflict and closely affected regional security and stability, particularly in Syria. Syria is a country in the Middle East, which goes by the official name, the Syrian Arab Republic, while Turkey is found at the intersection of Europe and Asia on the Mediterranean. Turkey has been expanding her diplomatic, economic, and military engagements in the Sahel region of Africa, especially in the Republic of Niger, over the past years. But it is also important to note that the relationship between Turkey and Niger does not appear to be as deep or multifaceted as Turkey's ties with some other African nations. In today's video, we shall be looking at how Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan is trying to maintain a spot in Niger, following a recent deployment of Syrian mercenaries to the country. Before we do that, hit the like button and subscribe to the new tourist channel, if you haven't yet done so, to become part of the family. Hundreds of Syrian mercenaries have been sent by Turkey to Niger to protect Ankara's economic and military interests in the Western African nation. Ankara is the political capital of Turkey, where a Nigerian embassy is also located. It is obvious that Turkey is just extending a policy that views Niger as a clear area of growth in terms of commercial and military interest and in terms of extending Turkey's power in the world. Syrian nationals are being recruited from areas under the control of Turkish-backed armed groups in northwest Syria to protect the interest of Turkey. The Britain-based Syrian Observatory for Human Rights, which has researchers throughout Syria, has reported that recruitment of Syrian fighters for deployment to Niger has been going on for several months now. According to Rami Abdulrahman, director of the Syrian Observatory, about 1,100 Syrian fighters have been deployed to Niger since September 2023. The spokesman of the France-based advocacy group, known as Syrians for Truth and Justice, says Syrian fighters are first transported from Syria to Turkey using Turkish airports, then later carried to Niger by Turkish military airplanes. The same scene was observed years back when pro-Turkish Syrian troops were deployed to conflict zones, including Azerbaijan in its conflict with Armenia in the Nagorno-Karabakh area and Libya. Intelligence reports established that some 300 Syrian fighters drawn from the Syrian city of Aleppo had passed through the Gaziantep in Turkey for Azerbaijan. Their movements are always facilitated by Sadat International Defense Consultancy, a private military company that reportedly has close ties with the government of Turkey. The Sadat firm was established in 2012 by the former brigadier general at the Turkish forces, Adnan Tanriverdi, and is now controlled by President Erdogan. Sadat is involved in several Arab and African countries. Another group that is behind the recruitment and training of the Syrian mercenaries is the Sultan Murad Division. They have a camp where fighters are trained before participating in battles in Niger. Many sources have confirmed that the first 2 batches of fighters are already in the field, while a third will follow soon. Any Syrian fighter in the operation is first recruited in a 6-month contract with a remuneration of $1,500. Syrian fighters have cited economic incentives as the main motive for accepting such job offers. The Syrian Observatory says the Turkey-backed moneymakers have been stationed in the tri-border area between Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso. Those who get wounded in battle receive the sum of $30,000 as compensation, and in case of death, families of fallen soldiers receive up to $60,000. According to the United Nations, the tri-border region between Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso has become a major hotspot for insecurity, including terrorist activities carried out by militant groups. President Erdogan's move comes at a time when Nigerian and U.S. defense officials are making plans to evade all American troops from the country. The military government in Niger, led by General Abdurrahman Chani, which overthrew the democratically elected President Mohamed Bazoum in 2023, has demanded an end to U.S. military presence in the country. The coup did not disrupt diplomatic relations between Turkey and Niger. France ended its military presence in Niger in 2023 after the military leaders made a similar demand. Experts say Niger's military leaders recognize a continuous need for security and support, so they are increasingly relying on mercenaries deployed by Russia and Turkey. Some Americans criticize Niger's decision to turn towards countries like Turkey and Russia, claiming that the US and France were security partners that supported Niger through cooperation and agreements that cost nothing. Now, upon their departure, Niger is receiving smaller contingents of Russian and Turkish mercenaries. All these happenings in Niger are a sign that Turkey is a rogue NATO nation. Niger is naturally an independent nation. The legacy of France is deemed detrimental to Niger's ruling elites, as well as those of neighboring Burkina Faso and Mali. The defense component of the relationship between Niger and Turkey became more important in 2020, with the signing of a military cooperation agreement and the sales of armed drones. Niamey often refers to Turkey, Russia, and China as partners that are respectful of Niger's sovereignty. Note that Niger borders oil-rich Libya, and in 2020, Washington accused Sadat of sending Syrian fighters to Libya. The Turkish government sent thousands of Syrian National Army militants to Libya to battle along the Government of National Accord against the Libyan National Army under the command of Field Marshal Khalifa Haftar. Turkey established diplomatic relations with Niger in 1967, and in the framework of its partnership in Africa, Turkey opened its embassy in Niamey in January 2012. Since then, both countries had shared the common will to provide bilateral relations in many different fields, though the relations often weigh much on Niger, which still remains a lowly developed country. The trade volume between Turkey and Niger reached around $50 million in 2022, from $47 million in 2018. This data shows that the trade line between both countries can get better, considering the existing potential of both countries. It seems like not all the commercial potentials in Niger have been sufficiently known by Turkey. Turkish companies currently investing in Niger like Baykar, Arçelik, Turkish Airlines, and Exim Bank, among others, contribute to employment and development in the country and also facilitate the release of Turkish products to African markets. The main Turkish items that often enter Niger include foods, furniture, textiles, metals, iron, and steel products. The investments made by Turkish companies, the quality of goods, services, and processed products is quite enormous, and perhaps, because of this, Turkey still wants to maintain her grip on Niger. The Turkish Agency of Cooperation and Coordination, known as TİKA, is involved in many technical assistance programs for Niger and undertakes several projects that directly touch the lives of many Nigerians, such as schools, clinics, parks, and orphanages. Turkish non-governmental organizations provide humanitarian assistance to the brotherly and receptive people of Niger. The Turkish Mari Foundation has hundreds of schools in Niger to their credit, and they provide scholarships to students in Niger within the scope of the Turkey Scholarship Program. Turkey, under President Erdogan, is constantly involving itself in foreign conflicts. This includes the utilization of Islamist terrorists and mercenaries, as you have just watched in this video. All these moves made by Turkey aim at securing her economic, military, and strategic interests in Niger. Turkey has seen the military's influence diminish under President Tayyip Erdogan, while in Niger, the military still maintains a significant role, though with more checks on its power compared to the past. The only path forward is to engage with Africa constructively, support its positive developments, and work collaboratively to address its challenges in a spirit of partnership and mutual understanding. What's your take on this? Do you think Turkey is sending troops to secure its interests in Niger? Do you also think such a move will yield positive outcomes? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Do not forget to like this video and subscribe to the New Tourist channel. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.